Driving you home safe. Power Drive with Thabiso Kotane, 3 to 6 p.m.
All right, 7 minutes to 5, 086198700. We are now on the line to Neelan Karikan, who's Judicial Office or from the Judicial Office of South Africa President, joining us on the line. They're not happy with the president. They're taking the president to court because they want the court to compel the president to implement the proposed increases, which was according to their papers that they filed at the High Court in Johannesburg. That was recommended by the Independent Commission for the Remuneration of Public Office Bearers. 34%, I'm told, is what they are looking for. Neelan, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Are you good?
I'm good. In
yeah, 34%, gents. Isn't that a bit steep in this economy?
Before you move on, Thabiso, let me correct you. The association that had taken the president to court formally was ARMSA, and JOASA is a sister organization.
Yes. So ARMSA is the Association of Regional Magistrates of South Africa.
Correct.
But you are with them on this case?
Absolutely. We are with them in terms of supporting their initiative and the trajectory that they've actually embarked on. And to my mind, they were largely successful in their venture in taking the president to court. And the fact that the matter was ultimately removed from the court roll is of no fault of theirs. That is one of the reasons why the president was obliged to pay the costs incurred in their litigation drive.
Yeah. 34%, what informs it?
34% is not what we had been seeking. You must understand there's a whole process that's involved when it comes to the major review of the judicial officers' salaries. And that was scientifically done, and a report was completed and submitted by the Independent Remuneration Committee. This has been in the making for the last 17 years. Magistrates have been told to wait each year as there were still going to be investigations and research and the sort, but that never materialized. The Independent Remuneration Committee has never been doing their job. That has prejudiced our lower court judges. That has ultimately resulted largely in lower court judges even getting paid much less than similarly qualified and experienced public prosecutors or people in other legal spaces. So it's not a matter of 34%. Don't get the issues wrong. The issue is the major review has been agreed to, and it has been in the pipeline for more than a decade, but no one has really attended to it. Remember, as judicial officers, we have engaged the Minister of Justice. We are engaging our Chief Justice. We have been to Parliament twice, and all the role players are in agreement that the lower court judges are supposed to be upgraded in terms of salaries, particularly when you look at the nature of the work that they do compared to in the past. And that has never materialized. And I want to just add, a lot of our lower court judges are currently financially strained and are undergoing debt review. And we cannot allow that to continue because that will bring the judiciary and the courts into disrepute.
How do you feel about the president opposing court papers, filing opposing papers, describing the case to be of extreme importance, arguing that the review report differs from annual salary increase recommendations and proposes systematic changes, saying, and I quote, its recommendations will have a far-reaching and long-term impact on the fiscus. Says that he has consulted with the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwana, on the Commission's report, arguing that the report encompasses more than remuneration and extends to all benefits such as pensions and medical aid, saying it's quite impossible to deal with the recommendations piecemeal. I could not even if there were no concerns affecting magistrates, and there are, make a recommendation for them to the exclusion of all other public office bearers.
Thabiso, it's very unfortunate that our president has taken that approach, particularly in light of having full knowledge that the lower court judges in particular have been neglected for the last 17 years. In fact, we ought to have been ring-fenced to be dealt with separately from other public office bearers. Because we are being lumped with parliamentarians, councillors, and the like of, in terms of the various other public office bearers, we generally get neglected. Because as it stands now, there cannot be any excuse for us not to have received a cost of living adjustment. That is the annual increment, which we're entitled to already in April, the 1st of April. And that has not even, they haven't even seen the light of day on that. When it comes to the major review, I agree that when you include every public office bearer in the country, then it becomes a long, convoluted process. But if you look at all the public office bearers, it is only the lower court judges in particular that have been neglected, sidelined, and I even say they have been abused. Yeah. And this economic abuse is having a detrimental effect on the administration of justice because we have demoralized magistrates.
Yeah. Quickly, before I let you go, because we've run out of time, I mean, the National Assembly Speaker also is opposing the application, basically saying that the president must first consider the independent commission's recommendation, then determine an appropriate remuneration. In this case, the report is still on the president's desk and not before Parliament. Isn't there a chance that the courts may even say to you, wait until this matter goes before Parliament?
Thabiso, you must understand, and I'll try to be quick, you must understand that the president has been sitting for the last 10 months with the major review report for signature before it goes to Parliament. He has neglected, however, to attend to this. Now, what he has done is referred that report back to the IRC. And remember, the IRC was not properly constituted. Had it not been for this litigation by our sister organization, then he would not have appointed these people so that they can correct and form quorum. Now the IRC is correct. Now they have to redo that report or take time on it before it goes back to the president. And from the president, it goes to Parliament. And Parliament needs to approve before it's gazetted and before the magistrates even see light of day for any cent. So right now, the magistrates are being delayed. They're frustrated. Many of us are considering industrial action or any other alternative that will literally bring the justice system to a standstill. We don't want that. But if we must, and if our hand is forced, it's going to happen.
Quickly, what are the salary scales, junior to the most senior magistrates? Quickly.
You must understand something, Thabiso. The magistrate that's appointed today is earning the same salary as a magistrate with 30 or 40 years experience or on the bench. So the anomalies are vast. There's no proper sliding scales. People are not being remunerated as to how they should be. You must understand, we have senior counsel, we have advocates, we have attorneys who are magistrates. Remember, that this is even beyond the issues of transfers that have been neglected.
So what's the minimum they're getting, the junior?
The junior, I must just check. The way I understand, starting off salary of a judge when it comes to a magistrate, when it comes to take home, it could be quite easily in the region of $1 million. But remember, after tax, because we're paying super tax, we're probably taking home in the region of about between 45 in that region. And you have to pay every type of debt that you need to pay to survive with that. So that's impossible.
Neelan, we've run out of time. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.